5 seconds to go. Start. Following the introduction of the newly drafted Land Acquisition, Resettlement and Rehabilitation Bill in the Lok Sabha in September 2011, the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Rural Development undertook a thorough review of the bill. In May this year, the committee submitted its report containing recommendations for modification and amendment to the legislation, a key legislative initiative of the UPA 2 government. This important bill seeks to replace the existing 1894 law on the subject. It entails a comprehensive revisit drawing upon the lessons of forced displacement and severely inadequate compensation that have characterized almost all past land acquisitions. The single most significant and far reaching recommendation made by the Standing Committee relates to the omission of the state as a party to the process of acquisition. The committee, in its wisdom, believes that a party requiring land should negotiate the process of its purchase acquisition directly with the owner without involving state agencies as arbitrator or intervener. Despite addressing the same subject matter, the legislative epicenter of this new bill is not the same or even similar to the existing law. While the current law pits the absolute might of the state against individuals whom it itself disempowers, the new bill greatly narrows the power of the state and significantly empowers those marginalized sections that are at the greatest risk of being displaced. In other words, the new law invests in the individual justiciable authority while diminishing that of the state. The existing law does the opposite. Removing the state from the process of acquisition is both undesirable and infeasible for the following reasons. Firstly, the sheer inequality in terms of bargaining power between large scale corporations and small farmers and other marginalized groups increases the likelihood of unfair agreements. Contracts tend to be signed in favor of the party negotiating from a greater position of strength. That is why government is required to bridge the gap and bring balance to this relationship. Government is the big stick to defend the rights of the disenfranchised. Secondly, a legitimate need for acquisition by the state itself to build public goods such as roads, schools, and hospitals can be undermined and stalled by groups with vested interests. If there is no sovereign power to compel these groups, a single individual or group of individuals can hold a process hostage if they so desire, merely by refusing to part with the land for selfish reasons, or sometimes even without reason. Furthermore, in times of crisis such as war, famine, and floods, coupled with the absence of legislation clarifying and guiding the state's exercise of eminent domain, situations can emerge jeopardizing human lives. Thirdly, land can be acquired indiscriminately through transactions between private parties without giving any thought to its impact on surrounding areas and ecosystems. Stop.